Hi Bellezas, thank you for joining me again in a new video. If you are new here, hi, my name is Brenda. I go by Beyond Belleza. If you would like to join my little community of Bellezas, all you have to do is subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications so you do not miss a new video. And also give this video a huge thumbs up if you end up enjoying it whatsoever. And as you guys can already tell, obviously by the title, we are doing another paranormal stories video. So I'm gonna tell you guys a few stories, but before I do that, I wanted to give a quick little shout out to Jovi or Jovi. I'm not too quite sure how to pronounce it, but they sent me this PR box. It is a little piñata, as you can tell, and their Instagram is at JoviUSA, so if you guys want to go give them a follow and support them. But yeah, they sent over this and I'm really excited to try out their candy. They sent me a few cute little stickers. I love these, they're so cute. And then they also came out with a little card. Super nice of them. And it looks like this on the inside. You could tell the candies are in there. These are the main ones, and then we have some other candy underneath it. But yeah, I'm really excited to try these out. These are all the little chamoy gummy rings. This one's gummy rings, the watermelon, peach chamoy, green apple, and then the other one is revolcado chamoy gummy worms. They look like this. I already want to try one of these. My mouth is watering. Oh my god, that was so good. It got a little bit of kick, so a little bit spicy. I really like it. I can't talk while I'm eating this. But yeah, guys, super good candy. Check them out. I don't have a code with them or anything, but I just thought I would give them a shout out for being kind enough to send me a free box. I love it. Okay, now we can go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, let's get into a mood. Let's pretend we're at a sleepover or something. I got Lil Pump. If you guys have seen him in my other videos, he's so squishmallow. He's so squishy. I don't know why I'm holding this, but I hope that you guys have your snacks, because I got mine, or your comidita, or whatever, whenever time you're watching this. But either way, it's a sleepover and we're telling scary stories, okay? So I've been trying to open this watermelon chamoy one, and I really want to try it, but I cannot get it open to save my life. And I don't want to mess up the Ziploc sort of thing, or I don't know what you call it, but you know, you're able to close it up again, but I can't open, and I really want to eat these. I'm gonna have to give up on it. But anyway, I don't know how many of these candies I'm actually going to be able to eat while talking, because it is not easy to be chewing down on some gummies while telling stories. The other thing is that if you can hear my mom's music, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about it. She is jamming out in the bathroom. She just got out of the shower. One other thing before I tell the stories, I have told these before in another video, but I absolutely hate that video and I hate how it turned out. But mostly it was because I felt like I was really, like, it just sounded really awkward. It was a voice over one. I don't know if you guys have probably seen it, but it was like my childhood paranormal stories one as well, and it was just, it sounds so weird because I was reading off of something and I just hated that video. So I was like, why not make it or do it over, whatever. Okay, so these three stories, they're all going to take place in the same place. It is a house that I used to live in when I was little. I was about 10 years old, and it was in Lancaster, California. It was the very first house that we ever lived in, because before that we had lived only in apartments. So of course me and my family were really excited to have like a bigger house at a bigger place for all of us to fit into, because almost all the apartments that we rented out were like 2 bedrooms and we could even barely afford those. So this kind of dropped down on us at a perfect time, so we were really excited. It was a 4-bedroom home, 2 bathrooms. So I actually found the house, like the actual house. Like I took a screenshot of it on Google. Me and my mom kind of raked through our brains trying to remember where it was, because I remembered the name of my school, and then we went through Google Maps and we were trying to look for where it was, and my mom's like, I think it's on this street, and we finally found it. The house, the exact house. Like I showed it to my mom and she was like, yeah, that's it. And I couldn't believe that we were actually able to find it off of just that on Google Maps. So, you know, technology. So I'll put a picture of it up here. So yeah, that was the very first house that I ever lived in, like an actual house, not an apartment, basically. And I'll give you guys a setup of what the layout looks like, because it does play into a few of these stories. So you walk in through the front door, you know, like most regular houses. You walk in through the door, and then immediately, as soon as you step into the house, there is like a stairway, and right at the top we had the unfinished bathroom in the middle, like right dead in the center at the top of the stairs. And then on either side of that, it's like a little tiny hallway, is 2 rooms. And I lived with my mom, my dad, my little sister, and my 2 older half brothers. So my 2 older half brothers ended up having the 2 rooms at the top of the stairs. And then back down at the bottom, it was a living room, and you would walk a little bit, and like kind of below where the stairs would be, we had 2 more rooms. And that was, one of the rooms was my sister and I's, we shared one, and then it was my parents' room, and then between it was another bathroom. And then towards the back, we had the kitchen, and then, you know, the backyard, whatever. So it was about a month into living here that I had my first experience there. So I had been sitting down on the couch in the living room, which was the couch was like against a wall on the left side, and then the TV was literally right across it. And right in the middle of the room on the ceiling, we had an attic door. And that was the first time that I had anything creepy happen. So I was sitting there watching my cartoons, and I got startled all of a sudden because the door to the attic just opened by itself, and I just watched it, and I was staring at it kind of like, what is going on? And I didn't really know what to do. It was just kind of weird to me. I didn't think of anything immediately, or I didn't get scared. I just kind of got startled. And then the stairs for the attic were fold out stairs, so usually I feel like if it were to just open, it would just open. But then moments later, the stairs literally started unfolding on their own. They went, you know, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And then that's when I got scared. I got like the courage to get up off the couch, and I ran to the kitchen where my mom was. She was making food, and I was like, mom, like I was like, the stairs just came out, the attic open. And then she was like, what are you talking about, blah blah. And she comes out to the living room with me, and she's like looking at it. Obviously it's open, and she's like, oh, your dad probably didn't close it right, and then just like fell down, or maybe one of your brothers opened it. And I was like, I was sitting here by myself. I think I would have seen, and if one of my brothers were to have just come up and opened it, because it's literally dead in the center in front of my TV. So she kind of just dismissed it, and then she had one of my brothers come downstairs and close it. And after she dismissed it, I really didn't think anything of it until later on. When I was thinking back at it, I was like, you know, that was kind of weird, because I had seen my dad open the attic before, and it wasn't something easy to do. Like, you actually had to use force to bring it down, and then you had to manually unfold the stairs. Like, they don't just flop out on their own because they could hit somebody, you know. You have to fold them out, and they have like little hinges, so it's not something that could have easily happened on its own. So at this moment, I don't like saying that it was paranormal. It was just kind of weird to me and kind of odd to me that it would just do that by itself. But as I said, I was like around 10 years old, 9 years old. I don't really know exactly how old I was, but we dismissed it. It was fine. I didn't think about it again, and I just went on about my day watching cartoons, you know? So that was the very first incident. Now, the second incident, it was on a day that me, my dad, and my sister went to, it was like on a weekend or something. We went to Blockbuster, we were picking out movies, whatever, and I think, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that we picked out Chucky because I remember watching it and with, you know, the whole fam, and I don't really know why my parents let me and a 6-year-old watch Chucky, but they let us watch Chucky, and we ended up watching it. And then I remember after we finished watching the movies, and it was like around time to go to bed, and me and my little sister, as I said, we shared a room, so we went to bed together. And like moments later, my little sister is literally like, nope, can't sleep by myself, I'm scared, because we watched Chucky, you know. So she goes to my parents' room and she says that she's gonna go sleep with them, and they let her sleep with them, and I'm in the room by myself. I'm like, this bitch, the nerve. But I was literally trying to be brave. So the thing my mom always told me whenever I had a nightmare, whenever I was scared, she just told me to persignarme, which is basically just doing this. It's like a Catholic thing, I think. Do Christians? I'm not sure. Anyway, religious, okay? So I would do that and do a little prayer in my head, and then I would not be scared anymore. So I'd be like, okay, now I can go to sleep. I don't know if it was just like the calming effect of it, but I would always not be scared anymore. And I would fall asleep, and usually I was kind of used to waking up here and there when I was little. And sometimes my parents would come in and check up on us when we were sleeping. That was normal too. And I remember distinctly that night, the door always cracked a little bit because we weren't allowed to lock it. So I remember one night, or that same night, sorry, I'm getting distracted because my mom's doing a lot over there. I don't know what she's doing. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, so I was half asleep, and then I saw my door like slowly starting to open because it was cracked. It was cracked open, but it slowly started to open a little bit more. And I remember I was like half asleep, like kind of like with one eye open, you know. And I remember seeing that somebody was standing there. It was just like a silhouette of somebody, and I was like, kind of like, oh, it's probably my dad or something. I didn't, it automatically was like ghost, you know. I was kind of just like, oh, it's my dad, whatever. I was like closing my eyes again. Like a few moments later, I'm like opening them up again, and I still see somebody standing there. And then this had been more than a few minutes, so I was just like, what is going on? Like in my head, I was thinking this, but I was also too tired to even do anything about it. So I was just like, what is going on? This is really weird. And then the door slowly goes and closes back up, and I was like, all right. Once it closed back up, I like knocked out again. I didn't think about it, because you know, when you're little, you're just like, you're always just falling asleep. You knock out really easily as well. I miss sleep as a child. But anyway, yeah, so the next morning I like asked my mom and my dad like if they were checking up on me, because I was like, why were you guys just standing there for like a long ass time? I didn't say that. Those are not my exact words. But I was like, why were you guys standing there for a long time just like staring at me? Estoy haciendo un video. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Estás haciendo un video? ¿Qué? Nada más quiero que me las veas. ¿Te las estás bien? Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna leave her interrupting me in, but what was I saying? Yeah. So I went up to them and I was like, why were you guys just like watching me for a long time? Like kind of weird. And then both my mom and my dad said that they didn't. And then I remember like them not thinking it was weird that neither of them was doing that, but I was saying that I saw somebody. They probably just thought that I was imagining it or that I was dreaming it, most likely, because they didn't really think anything about it. They were like, no, we weren't, like we slept through the whole night, like we didn't come check up on you once, we don't give a fuck about you, basically. I'm just kidding, they didn't say that, but yeah, that's basically what happened. So I was just like, oh, okay. Again, dismissed it because I wasn't jumping to conclusions as a little kid, and I didn't really sense anything bad, but I did get scared for a moment, especially thinking back on it. I was just like, okay, if neither of my parents did that, then who the hell was that? Because I know that I wasn't dreaming. I didn't feel like I was dreaming it, because I remember clearly that I was opening my eyes and seeing somebody there and waiting for them to go away, because I was like, what are you doing just standing there, you know? And that was basically what happened with that. And almost every single time that my sister left me to go sleep with my parents, because she did that a lot, she was like a scaredy cat, so I just remember that never happened again. It was just like a really weird one-time thing, and I would always just pray, and then I wouldn't be scared to sleep by myself, basically. And that was that experience. And now I have one more, and I will tell you why I didn't have that many experiences at the end of this. Okay. Alright, so the next experience was after me and my brother had just gotten back from school, because we were walking distance from school. We would walk home and walk to school. So we got home, and my brother goes straight to his room. He goes up the stairs, just like running up there, closes his door, and he's like, peace. And at the time, my mom was babysitting, I think, or she was taking the kids we babysit somewhere. She was not home, and my dad was working. So I was there just with my half brother, and then I don't really know if my other brother was home or not, but I remember that I was about to go into my room and put my stuff away and like change from my school clothes into, you know, just my lounge clothes. And I was just barely starting to walk across the living room where when I hear somebody say my name, and then I go, and I was like, oh, it's my brother, you know? And so I go like to the bottom of the stairs, and I'm like, what? And then I see that somebody is standing up there, and I'm like, what, you know? And it's kind of dark because we don't have any windows in that little hallway. It's literally like just a 4x4 sort of thing. Not the exact measurements, don't quote me on that, but it's just like a little box, and then it's 2 rooms, and then the door for the bathroom, and it's just dark hallway because the wall just goes along the whole staircase. So I see somebody standing at the top of the staircase, and then I'm like thinking it's my brother, so I go, what? And I'm like waiting for him to respond, and I kind of get annoyed, and I'm just like, you're annoying. And then I walk away, and then I go, I'm like getting into my room, and I'm putting my stuff down, and I hear the door to my brother's room open. So that means that it had been closed the entire time. And then I realized that when I heard somebody say my name, that I had never heard my brother's door open when that happened. And I remember that when he ran up there, he immediately closed his door. And yeah, so when somebody had called my name, nobody had opened that door, and whoever was standing there had not been my brother. So I got a little bit spooked when I was putting my stuff down, and it's just like my brother comes down the stairs, and he's like going towards the kitchen, probably to get food or something. And I go to him, and I'm like, were you standing at the top of the stairs and like calling my name? And then he was like, no. He was like, I was in my room. And he's just like really annoyed, really dismissive, and he wasn't really listening to me. And I was like, somebody was calling my name, and I was saying what, and I saw you standing up at the stairs. And he was like, no, I was in my room. And I just remember thinking that was really weird. And I don't think I ever checked if my other brother was home, but either way, I knew that I didn't hear a door open when somebody was at the top of the stairs, so neither of them had come out of the room either way. So I got really scared for that specific experience, because I remember very clearly seeing like just a silhouette of somebody standing at the top of the stairs, just like looking down, and me being like, hello, you know? And that was like a very creepy one to me, and it just gave me really bad vibes after that. And I was kind of always like a little bit scared when I was in that house. And these happened pretty spread apart, but we also only lived at that house for about 6 months, because when well, as I said, when we moved in there, we were renting from the owner, and then I remember the owner of the house coming to knock on our door and being like, "Hey guys, I just need to inform you that I got a seller or a buyer who wants to buy this house in full." So he gave us like a few weeks or something to move out, so the new buyer could move in. It was like a whole weird situation that I feel like probably wasn't legal to do that, but I don't think we were under a contract or anything, or like a lease, so I don't know entirely how that worked. I just know that we basically got kicked out, and they were like, "You gotta find a new place to go because we are selling this house, and somebody's gonna pay fully, so it's way better than renting, I guess." I don't really know, but yeah, we ended up having to move out like 6 months later. So new location, new school, the whole shebang. It was a whole nightmare. And we were living in my a family member's garage for like a few months until we found our own place. But yeah, that is the paranormal stories that I have for you guys for that house in Lancaster. It was definitely really creepy, and I feel like it was meant to be, the fact that we only lived there for a very small amount of time, because all of those experiences were really scary for me. And now when I think back at them, because at the time, as I said, I was little, and when grown-ups explain things to you and they dismiss it and they make it not seem like a big deal, you kind of just go with them because they're your parents, they're the grown-ups, and you're like, they should know what they're talking about. And so I never thought anything of it until later on in life, as I said, and I looked back on them and I told people about them, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's definitely really weird." And at the time, my mom had also just announced to us that she was pregnant with my youngest brother, and she was like a few months in, I think, into her pregnancy, and she like announced it to us. And I honestly felt like if we had stayed there with that negative vibe while she was pregnant, it would have been really bad for my mom. And it came at the perfect time that we had to move out basically and find a new place. And I can't really remember where we moved after that, but I know I have never had any other experiences like that after that I can remember. Those are my main paranormal experiences that I always talk about. But yeah, guys, I do hope that you enjoyed today's video. I know I blabbed on for way too long. I don't know how long this video is going to be. But yeah, guys, I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me in this little sleepover, you know. Hopefully I will see you in my next video. Oh, I always forget the comment shout out. Let me go pull out my last video. I kept trying not to burp through this whole video. I was like, this hurts. Hold on. And I also want to say thank you again, guys, for helping me reach 2,000 subscribers. I just hit it today, and I am super happy. I appreciate all of your support, you guys. I can't even say it enough, because obviously without you guys subscribing, I would not have hit that milestone. Okay, let's see which one it lands on. Okay, alright, so the comment shout out goes to Esmeralda Noriega down here. Thank you so much for leaving a nice comment. I do really appreciate when you guys leave comments. So thank you so much, girl. I really appreciate it. And if you want to be the next comment shout out, of course, all you have to do is leave me a nice comment below. Again, guys, don't forget to subscribe and like this video. I will see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to stay safe and be kind. I love you guys. Bye-bye.